Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving into a vibrant and dimensional project featuring a gorgeous 3D embossing folder and coordinating stencils from Altenew. I'll be doing some ink blending using my all time favorite, the Simon Says Positively Saturated inks, to create a colorful, nature inspired card that's perfect for those sunny summer vibes. Well, if you're new here, I would really appreciate if you could take a moment to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a crafty update. Let's start by taking a look at the products I'll be using today. We have the Imaginary Jungle 3D embossing folder along with the coordinating stencil set. This stunning embossing folder creates a beautifully detailed three-dimensional jungle scene perfect for adding depth and texture to your card front. The stencil comes in three layers. Stencil number one focuses on coloring the adorable bird and those fun whimsical circles, while stencils two and three bring the design to life by filling in all the lush jungle leaves and vibrant flowers, helping to complete the absolutely whimsical tropical scene. To bring my tree and nature inspired vision to life, I began by embossing a white A2 size panel using the Imaginary Jungle 3D embossing folder by Altenew. This embossing folder creates such an intrinsic etched detail. It's truly stunning and adds so much depth to our background. When working with 3D embossing folders, I prefer using an 80-pound cardstock. And before running it through my die cutting machine, I give the paper a light mist of water. This helps soften the fibers, reducing the chance of cracking and ensuring a clean, detailed impression. Whether I'm ink blending an entire panel or working on tiny die cut pieces, I always reach for my sticky mat to keep everything securely in place. It's especially helpful here since we'll be using three different stencils to add color to this beautiful background. Well, I'm using my Simon Says sticky mat, which not only holds my cardstock steady, but also keeps the stencil from shifting while I ink blend. I began with the first stencil layer, the one featuring the bird and those whimsical little circles. For the bird's body, I chose gorgeous shades of purple, and for the belly, I used citrine, which is a soft, light yellow. As for the circles, I went with woodsy, which is a rich, vibrant brown that adds great contrast. I used the same woodsy ink to color in the bird's beak, and later in the video, you will see me add a small dot to the eye using a black gel pen for a finishing touch. Next, I moved on to layer number two, which brings in all that lush greenery. For this layer, I used a mix of three beautiful green shades: Aegean, Perfection, and Limelicious. Blending all that across the panel with shading and color variation definitely gave my arms a bit of a workout. Once the greens were done, I moved on to stencil number three, which fills in the flowers. For those, I chose two lovely pinks from the same color trio, which is rose and peony. They add a perfect pop of vibrant color to the overall scene. For blending larger areas like the leaves, the bird's body, and the flowers, I used larger blending brushes that I picked up from Amazon. And to add the finer details and shadows on all these layers, I switched to my mini ink blending brushes by Cat Scrappiness. I will leave a link down to both of these products down in the description box below. Now that the ink blending is complete, just look at how vibrant and full of life this background turned out. The panel measures 5.5 by 4 1/4 inches, which is the standard A2 size card panel. Normally, I trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4 inches to leave a border, but I loved how this design came together, so I decided to keep it full size without trimming. With the background done, it's time to add a sentiment. This design is so versatile, you could use it for almost any occasions. You could add birthday sentiments or create a thank you card or even a simple thinking of you. You can either stamp your sentiment directly or go with a big, bold die cut sentiment. For my card, I chose a sentiment which says, "Have a blessed day," which I thought was just perfect. It comes from the magnificent Magnolias stamp set. I placed the panel onto my stamp wheel and used the Simon's stamp grid transparency sheet to align the sentiment precisely. I stamped it using VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which gives a beautiful, rich, and crisp impression. To remove the panel from the stamp wheel, I like to use a pokey tool, gently lifting from one corner and slowly releasing it from the ultra sticky mat to avoid any damage. Well, that's it. Our card front is all done and ready to be adhered on an A2 size card base. But before you do that, don't forget that little final little detail, the black dot for the bird's eye. I used a black gel pen to add that touch, though a tiny black gem would also be perfect if you want a little bit of sparkle on your card front. And here's a look at the finished card. I'm absolutely in love with how this turned out. It's bright, joyful, and full of life. There's something about nature that brings such peace, and I think this card beautifully captures that uplifting energy. I hope this project inspires you to get creative and try making a few nature inspired cards of your own. Thank you for joining me today. All the supplies that I used to create this project will be found linked in the description box below. Please note that all of these links are affiliate links, which means that if you shop using one of my links, I get a small commission at no cost to you guys. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe.